And then move towards the Coeur d'Alene.
Coeur d'Alene. So this is the Coeur d'Alene presentation. The first two pages, or I'm sorry, the first page is, of course, the cover. The next two pages is the outline of the Coeur d'Alene grant, and it is within the same format of the NEDA grant. What I'd like to do again is to kind of review our current grant and kind of tell you where we're at and where we're headed. It gives you some background. The first thing that I have to comment on is that we're doing great in Region 1 with our bed tax collection. Lucky us. But I do believe that is from the significant efforts of all of the Region 1 grantees. I think that whether it's Amy's, whether it's Post Falls, NEDA, Coeur d'Alene, I think that we have all done a really great job in keeping North Idaho top of mind and identifying our markets as to who is our customer so that our bed taxes are kept up, our lodging numbers are kept up, so those bed tax collections keep coming. Another really good thing that Coeur d'Alene is doing is our website. We have over 1 million visitors each year on our website, which is phenomenal. We've done a great job with our website. We have expanded it. We continue to expand it just primarily through general maintenance. It's not, right now we are making some changes to the front page, just a different look to keep it fresh, which is wonderful. People keep coming back, and we believe that is a tremendous asset to our lodging partners. The lodging pages are second in unique visitors, or I should say in visitors, only to our calendar of events. So that I think is really key in that we're seeing an awful lot of activity towards our lodging partners. I would also say that we also use that in many of our campaigns as the go-to place. We put the advertising that we are, whether it's advertising in Spokane or outside of in Eastern Washington, or Eastern Washington, Western Washington, Portland, we put those campaigns on our website so that when they see they finally get to our website, they're going to see that ad again or see the title of that campaign again. So it's double duty for that. So our website continues to be a wonderful asset. Our new visitor center, I think everybody has been up to Coeur d'Alene at this point. Prior to moving into this building, we were in such an obscure location, we were receiving less than 5,000 visitors a year. Last year, we received over 30,000 visitors in that visitor center. I'm not sure that we were as prepared for that because that's a huge increase. But we have also about 40 volunteers to help talk about Coeur d'Alene, so that's been a great asset, and it's a great place to go to work every day too. So. A couple of other campaigns that I'd like to share with you that we would like to continue for this next year is our February is for Lovers, and you'll see some of the information within your packet is about this particular campaign. We've done this for a couple of years, not with this title necessarily, but we've promoted Valentine's Day and President's Day weekend. Oftentimes they fall very close to the same weekend. But this year we kind of took it a step further. It was wonderful to have a TV station get on board with us. It's always been a TV and print campaign. But this year, KXLY TV again said, hey, we'd love to do this love letters contest with you. And what happened is that all of the anchors jumped on board with this, all of the TV anchors. So we bought $5,000 in advertising with them during this time, started about 2.5 weeks out. But all of the anchors started talking about it on their Good Morning Northwest, on their noonday news, on their evening news and late night news. And then they started reading some of the love letters, and every time they would read a love letter, they would come back and talk about Coeur d'Alene. So it was a wonderful campaign for us. And the best thing that happened from this particular campaign, the ultimate for us, is that all of our co-op lodging partners sold out of their packages. And this is in the middle of February when there's not a whole lot going on. It's pretty ugly on that lake. That lake's pretty cold. But we had some hotels sell out for that time too. So it was a great promotion, and we'd like to continue with that this next year. I'm sorry? that. I might just do that, yeah. I'll put that in my notes. Also, another campaign that was unbelievably successful this year was our Stand Up for Coeur d'Alene. You may or may not have heard about this. We have won a state award for this particular campaign. But what we issued, the Chamber issued a three-prong approach to stimulating the economy, and you'll see the press release, so you see all three prongs, but the one that affected the ITC funds, of course, was the Stand Up for Coeur d'Alene. What this was about was promoting our community within our community. The idea was to educate the consumer that they could make a difference, that there was something that they could do through recommending people to travel to Coeur d'Alene. And the sample that I use regularly is Kootenai County has 40,000 residents. If everybody invited one person to spend $100, all of a sudden now you have $4 million in the economy, and then you times that times the factor, the 3 times factor. Everybody spends about that money is spent 3 times that much within the economy. So now we have a $12 million effect on the economy just by everybody bringing one friend to the city. Now, how does that relate to lodging? What happened with this is, while we were saying, hey, you know, invite one friend or 100, but business people began saying, well, hey, you know what? I've got this group that could come. I could bring this business group to visit. And it just really blew up on us. It was wonderful to see all the kinds of response. And the way we started with this program was we identified somebody within the community, in this case, Mayor Bloom, who was very well liked in Coeur d'Alene, and we wrote a message about how people could make that difference. From there, then, we identified people that did give us referrals and then you'll see the second one is 2 guys. One of the gentlemen, Al Williams, is a very well-liked person within the community. He's the athletic director at NIC, a love of sports, and you can see that he brought a basketball tournament to Coeur d'Alene. But this was the very kind of thing that we wanted to promote within Coeur d'Alene. It has been very successful. I don't think that we really know how successful it is, because I continue to have people coming to me saying, oh, you know, I invited Aunt Lily. And so Aunt Lily visited. I said, well, you know, send in your referral. But they're not always so interested in being recognized. Some are, but that they all feel like they're doing something. And we know that eventually that translates to heads in beds. Let's see. So as we began to plan for our new grant, one of the things that that the Coeur d'Alene Chamber wanted to do, or actually that we do each year, is we survey our members. We want to make sure that we are on the right track according to our members as well, those people that are on the front line. So each year we do send out a member asking them pertinent information as it relates to both their market and questions about how we are doing as well. What we found out is that a majority of our people said that we are doing a good job and they like what we're doing. They had some wonderful suggestions as well. And so part of that survey too was as it relates to market, and we found that we are hitting the right market. We have some great opportunities within our community to grab some demographic information. Silverwood is a great partner in that regard, in that they collect zip codes, so we are able to identify too where these people are coming from. So in that regard, our marketing has been spot on, and we find that the Pacific Northwest in this economy is our best market because it is that drive market, and even closer in eastern Washington and western Montana, and just over the Canadian border. So that 150-mile radius is the market that we identify initially, but we do expand that out to the Pacific Northwest. So it's a drive market or a close fly market. Cash match, this is one of the areas that the Coeur d'Alene Chamber has excelled year after year. This current year grant, we will hit at least 60% in cash match. We will continue with that next year, and we have co-op partners on board to do that. We effectively leverage your dollars entirely from industry sources, which is wonderful. It multiplies how many ads, how much exposure that both the ITC and Coeur d'Alene are getting.